Hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. This is episode 7, season 4. Eric, how you doing?
I'm going to preface by saying I had a terrible accident. You wouldn't
Oh, that's
believe
not
it.
good.
So I was down in Connecticut, all right?
I believe it so far.
Guess who showed up? Randy.
Dude, Randy showed up? Oh
Randy
my
came out.
goodness.
For anyone who's unaware, Randy is
A menace. He's a public menace.
he is the menace of a brown grizzly, maybe grizzly bear that came into my lovely abode. I was just, doing my own thing.
Yeah.
On the toilet, and he came in and just started punching me, just attacking me viciously. So if I sound a little weird, it's due to my terribly dismembered face. I chipped a tooth, my lips all beaten up, and I'm surprised that I was able to fend him off. I thought I was going down for sure.
For our listeners down in Connecticut, by the way, Randy, he's a smart bear, and he loves to strike when you are your most vulnerable, which is why, unlike Eric had just gotten into his apartment, so he probably had not properly installed his toilet seat baseball bat, which is what you're going to need in order for those to fend off Randy's.
That's what we call good old Randy repellent right there. It's just a nice wood Louisville slugger. Just
that's right.
Bop him. He'll think twice about disturbing you in your toilet.
Yeah, you want a long grain too. You don't want a bat that's going to splinter on you. You want preferably ash. I think maple's the bad ones. And whatever you do, don't cork that bat because you can't take down.
No way.
You can't defend yourself against Randy with a corked bat. It's a recipe for disaster. I've seen him just chew through him.
So, Alex.
Yeah.
What's happening with you? Anything important? Probably not.
Nothing too important. I shoveled off a section of the river. It's nice and icy, and got a little bit of an ice rink going on. So we'll see how that goes.
Alex said the magic words of a little bit of an ice rink, and that means it's time to hop in to the main segment, the main topic.
All right, let's do this. Rather. Yeah, what's the main topic of our podcast this week, Eric?
Alex, this week we are talking about none other than Clan Riddle. So naturally, Clan Riddle is one of the lowland Scottish clans, and it's
Clan Riddle.
Yes, Clan Riddle.
Okay.
So it's the family that came from Gascony and came to Scotland via the Rydale of Yorkshire, and yeah, it's a very historic, well-known, and respected clan of the lowland Scottish area.
What's the lowland is the south part, right?
That is correct. That's the district.
Just north of the Lake District.
Yeah.
What is the biggest castle that this clan has?
My guess, I don't see anything too specific. They are a very secretive clan. They aren't as outspoken as many of the others. So they like to live a nice, modest lifestyle. That's why their largest castle is only the 18,000 acre Riddle Castle von Rilschveen.
Yeah, of course. Right in the Highlands, inconspicuous, off the A7, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Although I believe that they're also responsible for that other castle, the one with the good burgers, White Castle. That's it.
Oh, also responsible. That's probably where they get all their money from in order to keep their hush hush secret clan lifestyle secret. I'm more familiar with some of the more above ground clans. The ones that plaster themselves in all sorts of various tartans. Does this clan have a secret tartan we should be looking out for, or is it more of a handshake clan?
So it's a very convoluted handshake. So
yeah,
it involves the bagpipes to play, and it sounds a little bit like this. And then it's a handshake.
Okay. See, I don't know. Our listeners probably don't know this, Eric, but every single Scottish clan has not only a pattern for their felt on their kilts, right? Their tartans. they also have a unique secret handshake.
That is
But
true.
that has not made it across the pond over here to America as common knowledge yet. So you should learn your Scottish history, what clan you come from. In our case, the DeWitt clan,
Oh
which
yes,
probably
very
doesn't
strong.
exist.
Very
And
strong
then
clan.
yeah, and then learn the secret handshake, which of course all members of the DeWitt family know.
You know what, Alex? I think we should do the famous DeWitt handshake right now on on the podcast so everyone can learn because we're really about expressing and we want people to learn our culture. So I'll start.
I'm waiting.
I'm doing the handshake, man. You aren't reciprocating my handshake.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I can feel there's a disturbance in the force right now,
Okay,
but I
okay,
can't
okay.
I can't hear your handshake coming through. So
All right, I'll do my part. Dang! Oh wow, that was probably the crispest we've ever done our handshake.
that was so crisp, man. I mean, if only they could see us handshaking. I mean, that'd make it be way easier.
Oh, guaranteed. So, is there anything else you want to know about Clan Riddle, or are we hopping off
I
of
mean,
this?
I think we can hop off the main topic. I've learned all sorts of things about Clan Riddle. What an interesting and lesser known Scottish clan for sure.
However,
They're
long live Clan DeWitt.
Oh, long live Clan DeWitt, and even though Clan Riddle may have invented the Sudoku, down with them. Yeah. Our clan's, the DeWitt clan's most famous newspaper puzzle, is the one that is associated with the DeWitt clan, Eric. Do you know what it is?
My guess is the jumble.
It's the jumble. How'd you
It,
know?
of course. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, it runs through
obviously.
our
That's another
veins. We're
thing
so
all the
good with
Scottish
them.
clans have, by the way, is they also, each one of those newspaper puzzles, different Scottish clan origin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Really, we got to thank the Scots for all sorts of things. And in thanking the Scots, we should get off of this topic and onto what is it? Something about bars behind notes or something.
Yeah, sounds good.
The segment of our podcast where we here at Dewey Brothers Industries Incorporated, LTD, lesser known clan withholdings, the section where we spit some mad bars at each other because we are poetry fiends.
Oh
As
my gosh,
previously mentioned
dude.
in the last podcast, this is the place every Thursday. Pop open a bottle of red and get listening
That's
to
right, Alex.
the best poetry.
I need 50 cc's of beautifully crafted wordplay right to the veins. So, I'm
Oh, Eric,
thinking,
bad news for the 50 cc's. All I got's Pinot Grigio.
oh no. All right, Alex.
Yeah.
I think because we've talked about, wine and other
Mm-hmm.
dried fruits in the past, something we should talk about a little more natural, which is, of course, water.
But there's a lot of it. How about I start?
Okay,
Get the
sure.
bad stuff out of the way first. This is tangentially related to water in that it comes up somewhat. I call this one Poetry's Hard. That's the name of this poem. You ready, Eric?
All right, poetry is hard. Let's hear it.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath, getting cleaned up to avoid mom's wrath. Had to look classy for my test in math, so I grabbed my textbook by McGrath. I strolled into the testing room and got to work with my ink and plume. Soon, the first question was full of gloom, and that's why my grades went kaboom. So that's a poem about using water
Definitely, in
to
order to
clean your
progress your day, you need water. So
yeah, and if you spend all your time bathing, this is really the moral of the story. If you spend all your time using water to clean yourself off, then not enough time studying, then you're going to get bad tests, bad math scores.
that is too true. I mean, I know I've
Yeah.
been there because
Mhm.
I love water. It's a dangerous game, and I think the only way the only response I have to that poem is a little piece that I have crafted up myself. Want to hear
All
it?
right, hit me with some squeaky clean verse.
All right, so this one I'm calling Bountiful Resources because water, it's everywhere. What a great substance. Why, it seems we have quite the abundance. However, we can't let it go to waste, and we must address the problem with haste. No more water into melons. That to me should be a felon. The only way I can cope is if we keep our melons as cantaloupe. Honeydew too, but protect our water and stop the sellin' of watermelon.
Wow, Eric, that was amazing. I like how you took a resource as plentiful as water and used it, spun it around, if you will, grew it into something entirely different, something about conservation of melons, a topic near and dear to this podcast's heart.
That is true that we are proud supporters of the Melon Conservation Act.
Right. We think there needs to be more melons in this world. There aren't enough melons.
However, I personally hate watermelons, and I don't think that our good water should be injected into melons to create watermelons.
No, you think that's against the best interests of the people and this podcast?
Exactly. I mean, that's why I'm saying the only way I can cope with my melons is if they're a cantaloupe.
Well,
And
Carl was working on another court case actually. It was the people of Ohio versus the no good water thieving watermelon.
I'd believe it. I
Did you hear
mean,
that? Yeah. Carl, of
yeah.
course, is on the side of the people of Ohio.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, because he wouldn't associate with those watermelon growers.
I mean, even he has standards as a as a lawyering man.
I mean, they're pretty low. He is our lawyer.
You have to be. It comes with the job, but he
That's
at
true.
least has some sort of standards. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sick and tired of everyone going around eating up
Hmm.
melons, eating up watermelons when they're perfectly good melons, and then they're injecting them with water, corrupting them. We need more honeydew and more cantaloupe in the industry, and get rid of these watermelons. I can't stand them. I've had it up to here with these watermelons, and they got to go.
Yeah, that
Ugh.
is a powerful message, and I think one that I can get by. Although I'm not going to be so staunchly anti-watermelon like you, but we'll see how it plays out.
One of us has to do it, and I'll fall on that sword.
You'll fall on that sword. You'll take up the good fight.
Yeah. All right, Alex. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get way too heated if we keep talking about watermelons. So please let's move on to questions from the internet.
Question from the internet. I dug up some steamers today, Eric. That's
Ooh.
right. They're clam-based questions. I wish they were clam-based questions.
Sounds good.
We should get some clam bake. We should have a clam bake question off next week. Here's the question. It's from Jake at JTOPher 15. Jake
Got
at
it.
JTOPher 15. Sharks versus Blues not on NBCSN tonight, but Wild versus Ducks is. What is this? Amateur hour?
Well, yeah. The only problem here
Yeah.
is sharks actually live in blue water. So if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
the sharks versus blue, that's a contradiction. Sharks need blues to survive, especially if they're those down south
Wild
sharks.
Ducks.
Well, no, the down south sharks. That's what I'm talking about. They, right off of right in
Yeah.
the bayou there, they need their blues. Like that's part of their culture. And
Oh, I
I
see.
I don't think it's okay for these two to be pitted against each other when it's
Mm.
so crucial that they actually are cohesive and survive together. We really need to be trying to help them interact in a positive manner and not this sort of violent conflict that the TV is supposedly, pushing, and that's not right. So shame on this guy for wanting to see the Blues and the Sharks fight.
So Eric, what you're telling me is you support the Nature Channel here, NBCSN. The SN stands for Super Nature. You support their decision not to air Sharks versus Blues because of cultural appropriation for the Bayou Sharks.
Yes, of course. That is
Okay.
exactly what I'm thinking. And everyone knows
But
that
the Wild versus
NBCSN stands for the National Broadcast Community the National Broadcast Conservation Society News.
of course. Really one of the great networks, right up there with Nat Geo and Discovery, as far as animal shows are concerned. And well above the comedy show that is Animal Planet.
Oh my
I
god!
haven't seen a real animal on Animal Planet in years. It's just like how I think Animal Planet and History Channel have swapped their content because there's history on Animal Planet and animals on History now.
Yeah,
So Wild versus Ducks,
weird.
Eric.
Now that is interesting. All right.
It is Wild v. Ducks is it's an interesting documentary about one of the more tumultuous court cases to ever make it all the way to the Supreme Showdown Court. That's the People's Court, by the way, with Judge Judy.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. So in Wild versus Ducks, Judge Judy decided that, in a very famous quote, those ducks must run free, citing the fact that ducks can in fact live in the wild, and not only can they live in the wild, they have
should.
every right to. Yeah, their very nature of being a duck, they have the right to live in the wild, and that can't be taken away from them by the encroaching wild family duck farmers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That I couldn't agree more with their decision here. As a nature fan myself, I gotta say it's abhorrent that everyone is out here trying to feed ducks when ducks are part of the ecosystem, and they gotta run free, man. You can't be keeping them against their will or anything. Like ducks are parts of the greater picture.
Exactly, Jake. At TJ J Topher 15. The answer is a news broadcasting network such as the National what was it? Broadcasting of Conservation
Society News
Network, NBCSN, would never stoop so low as to not put top-notch judgmental documentaries concerning animal news ahead of cultural appropriation by sharks in the bayou. So we got one more question, Eric, here before we wrap this podcast up. You ready?
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
This one's by Maria Winchester at Maria 8FAEX. Oh man, these people have rough handles to pronounce. I am 0 for 2.
Oh, not doing well.
Not doing well. And here's probably why. Maria over here wants to know, how's my phone at 3%? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Huh. That is a good question. Wait, I'm gonna take a look at my phone here.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger question is, why isn't my phone at 3%? If hers was at 3%, why is mine?
Yeah, Maria. The answer is
22?
3%. Yeah, 22 is way too high. Mine's 100%, even high, way too high. And
whoa.
The thing here, Maria, what you don't understand is your phone runs best at 3%. 3% is the optimal running speed of phones on the market, especially the iPhone from which you posted this, Maria.
It's true. A little insider secret is that they don't want you to know, but the top 3% of people hold 95% of the battery storage. That's crazy. That top 3% is what's keeping everyone else in the bottom 97, and that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly, Maria. It's a problem. I've heard some Android models will run at 4% battery, but higher's not better with battery. You want the lowest, fastest, meanest phone you can have. So the real question is, how's your phone not at 2%, like the iPhone XXL, double XL, extra V 55, the newest iPhone to hit the market,
Supercharged.
supercharged. They run at 2% all the time. Never get above 2%.
It's constantly 2%, and just like my favorite type of milk, it's
Hey.
the best.
Mhm.
It works. It's the great blend of power, versatility, and friendly user interface. So I'm not sure why you're running 3%. It's just not it. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say, yeah, that gotta pump those numbers.
Yeah, got to pump those numbers lower, right? For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And as my brother pointed out, something that this podcast feels very strongly about as well. We can't say this enough. The top 3% of phones have 95% of the battery storage, and that's just unacceptable. Not
It's not.
in this modern day and age. We should be able to give the people their battery storage. With that, Eric, I think the podcast is drawing to a close. Do you want to thank some sponsors? I got a whole bunch of sponsors. Got to make
I
that
would love
sponsy
to
money.
thank some sponsors. I'm going to start off with this new group called the 97 percenters, the 95%, 97 percenters. And their tagline here is "Down with the battery waji."
Oh yeah, of course, that makes sense.
Take back your
Mhm.
energy,
Yeah,
brothers.
this
That's
podcast,
yeah.
yeah, this podcast would not be possible without Watermelons by Nestle.
And we couldn't have done it without the Louisville Slugger Randy repellent. Get your nice fresh pine wood bat right now today to fend off any unwanted guests in the bathroom.
NBCSN, the National Broadcast of Conservation Society News, NBCSN.
And of course, we couldn't have done it without clam-based questions. We had none this week, but just you wait.
We're going to sneak him into the Clamato juice. This podcast is brought to you, like usual, by Rosé, the sweet-tasting wine that you can buy sometimes. Rosé.
Don't do it. They give us a lot of money, but don't do it.
Yeah, they probably don't even get to this part in the podcast. It's okay.
And with proud support from homegrown hops.
I also have to remember everyone who listens to this podcast of the DeWitt clan's 3-2-1 rule. 3% of phones, 2% of milk fat, and 1% of Americans. They have all the things.
That's good. That's good.
And with that, this has been episode 7, season 4. Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. Stay around, listen a little.
Remember,
I'm Alex. What's
I'm
up?
Eric, and I am advocating for more Judge Judy on daytime television. We need her. She's saving the world one small claims court at a time.
No, we got this, Eric. It's Small Claims Animal Court, and it's Judge Dewey. Spin-off podcast. Hit us up, NBCSN.
I like that. I like that.
All right, with that, I'm Alex.
I'm Eric.
And for the love of God, man,
just send it. Dude, that was good. That was good.
that was off the wall.
Did you like my battery wash?
The battery wash, he was so good, I just started laughing. All right, episode 7. Here we go.